It's moving day at the Farmers Insurance Open, and it has a lot of star power. Tiger Woods, Jon Rahm, Phil Mickelson, and several other locals in contention. A perfect day for golf out at Torrey Pines. Light winds and temps in the mid-60s make for good scoring conditions. Round of the day goes to J.B. Holmes, who carts 8 birdies in his first 10 holes starting on the back 9. While defending champion Jon Rahm is in contention heading into the weekend until he puts his approach on 18 into the water. The double finishes his card with a 3 over 73. Phil Mickelson starting well, 2 birdies on the front for a 1 under, and then comes the turn. A double and 3 straight bogeys lead to a 4 over 76. Tiger, 1 under on his first 9. Also goes a 1 under on the back for a 2 under 70. And, of course, there's Ryan Palmer, no relation to Arnold, with the putt of the day and the par 5 13th. Look at this one. This is 44 feet, and it's an eagle putt. Your leader, though, heading to Sunday would be Mr. Alex Noren, as had a double on his card. Counteracts it with an eagle on 6. He's at 12 under with a 1-shot lead heading to Sunday. As we go to the leaderboard, looks like this. Check this out. Alex Noren, Ryan Palmer, J.B. Holmes, Michael Kim from Torrey Pines, and then, of course, Jason Day. As for the notables, Jon Rahm and J.J. Spawn out of San Diego State right there. Charlie Hoffman at -4, and Tiger Woods at 3, and Phil at -2. Brandon Stone spending the day out at the Farmers, and he files this report.
Tiger Woods' weekend usually ends over there on 18, where he's had so many great memories over the years. But when you barely make the cut at the Farmers Insurance Open, it means you end your day over here on hole 9. The location might be different, but we're still seeing the same streaks of that old Tiger.
Would like to do something a little bit easier than I did today. Hit some more fairways, more greens, make it more conventional. But, you know, hey, I have another day in this whole, process of trying to build my way back up, and I'm looking forward to it. It's great to have a hometown feel. I've played well here over the course of my career, and I think a lot of these fans just want to see some of that, and trust me, I'm trying.
The San Diegan to see Saturday wasn't the left-handed guy. It's the man with the Falcon punch.
I feel super comfortable at this place, more so than I feel like anybody else, just because I've got the number of rounds in, and the South, I've putted on those greens for a long time. So yeah, I just feel really comfortable out here. Assuming most people was watching Tiger play, but yeah, I had a few friends out there, so it was great to see the support.
On top of the board, an unknown, just the way he likes it.
I'm not really caring. I don't care too much if they know me or not. It's quite nice when they don't know me. So it's played college golf here. I know how good the Americans are, and they love golf. So it's and then if they know me or not, I don't really care.
Hopefully I can go out tomorrow and give my son Mason a big birthday present tomorrow, being his 11th birthday. So that'd be a fun way to end the day. I don't know what he wants, but I'm going to try to give him that.
From Torrey Pines, this is Brandon Stone for the All Sports Report.
Well, I was talking to Dave Scott earlier, and weather is going to be a huge factor tomorrow, so we bring in Dave at the weather wall. These Santa Anas, Dave, what are they going to do to that golf course?
They really are going to dry things out, Rick. That's going to be a big part of this whole equation, but it is really going to be sending air in the opposite direction. So the golfers have been really looking forward and playing in wonderful conditions with an onshore flow. That all changes tomorrow with these Santa Ana winds, and it's going to drive up temperatures. 84 in La Jolla at Torrey Pines tomorrow. Winds, and some of these gusts I'm forecasting to 35 miles per hour. Rick, here's the deal. The toughest holes are going to be these. With the wind, it's going to change all the feel, and the club selection on number 3, 11, 12, and 16. 3 is par 3, and of course 12 and 16. 16, that par 3, it's already tough. Against the wind, we're talking number 13, that's a par 5 that you've played many times. Yes. Not easy.
Never got there a par on that hole.
To even get there in 3 is tough. And then 17, same thing. That's a par 4. That's one of the toughest in golf. And now it's going to play like a par 5, even a par 6. It is really changing everything. And one last thing, Rick, and that is that some of these wind gusts, take a look at some of these numbers right along the coast here. 20, 30 miles per hour, and that's in the morning, Sunday at 10. That's tomorrow morning, my friend. It's going to be tough.
So, and real quick, how dry is it going to be, and what does that do to those greens out there?
You know, they were working on the stimp meter and on the golf course yesterday, and we watched with Peter Ripa as they were changing some of the holes down there. It's going to change everything, and when the greens dry out, especially by the afternoon, it's going to be almost impossible to putt. I mean, you're going to have these offshore winds. The ball is going to be
greens.
Sometimes shaken, and then, you know, if you're going in the opposite direction, all of a sudden your ball could just run right off the green.
Oh, well, David, thank you very much for that. That's good news. And, well, and also wear some sunscreen if you go out there, right? It's going to be real nice.
Drink plenty of water tomorrow.
All right. Hey, Dave, thank you very much for making an appearance on the Sportscast. Well, some of the players also talked about what it's going to be like tomorrow with that crazy weather. Here's what they had to say.
You know, I think it's kind of coming out of the east, which is Santa Ana winds, and you know, I've played in under those conditions too, so I feel good about it.
Tomorrow's going to be hard. I mean, we're going to have like at least 10 to 15 miles an hour. It's going to be hot, so the ball's going to be traveling a lot further than what it is right now.
The thing I'm excited about is I know how to play in it a little bit. I can control my ball into the wind pretty good, I think. So, you know, tomorrow will be a day of survival. I don't think it's going to be hard. If the winds are blowing like that, it'll be hard to go out and shoot 65 tomorrow like some of these guys that did today.
Well, on the KUSI News at 6 p.m., we had Park Hyatt Director of Golf, Renny Brown, in studio to break down round 3 of the Farmers. He said this.
Willis out there, too. Yeah, I mean, and you know what? It's great to have him back. It's going to take him. I hope he can play a full tournament schedule this year. He's good for golf. Obviously, you look at the
10 shots back in his galleries, 10
It's good
deep.
for the other guys because nobody else is following them. They have nice peace and quiet and don't have to worry about noise and galleries and all that. But it's good to have him back, and I hope he's able to stay healthy enough. He's not going to win, certainly not going to win tomorrow. If he can just compete and build on that and stay healthy, eventually you could see him in the winner's circle. It'll change the course, but the nice thing about golf, everybody's playing the same golf course. But yeah, it certainly could dry things out, and I think you're going to see your winner. You know, the leaders. You could probably be looking at 12, 13 under par wins this thing with the greens drying out and it getting a little bit firmer out there.
Okay, we have 1 minute. We have 2 things to get to. Moment of truth. Who do you pick on Sunday?
I've consulted a lot of people. A couple people at Park Hyatt Aviara. Troy Wood, our Director of Sales and Marketing, it's his birthday today, so I'm going to say happy birthday, Troy. He's from Australia. He's picking Jason Day. I said he's wrong on that.
And you're picking?
And then I'm picking Tony Finau. Tony Finau did a photo shoot up at Aviara a couple years ago, so a little Aviara charm. And I think that Tony Finau is going to be your winner tomorrow.
All right, as for notable tee times, looks like this. For those of you that want to follow Tiger, I mean, his gallery was 10 deep. He tees off at 8:15 on hole number 10. Then Phil Mickelson on hole number 10 half an hour later at 8:45. As for groups that you might want to watch, J.J. Spaun and Jon Rahm. Group. Jon Rahm, of course, is the winner of last year's tournament. J.J. Spaun from San Diego State. They tee off at 9:15. And as for your leaders, Dave was talking about that. They're going to be right in the teeth of that win. Noren, Palmer, and Holmes at 10:05 on hole number 1. Well, several locals in the Senior Bowl, Jacksonville, Florida, highlighted by Aztecs running Rashad Penny, who impressed.
As opposed to maybe 10, 12 years ago with the way they're running college offenses these days.
Well, I think we're able to identify the pass rushers a lot quicker now than we used to be able to.
Oh, nice play, Coach. Rashad Penny.
It looks like we just scored, Mike, so that's great. I enjoyed talking to you. I might have to talk to you a little bit more.
You get going, Coach.
Well, how about Penny, named co-most outstanding player, leading the way with 66 yards rushing, and you see that 73-yard catch and run, beating Fred Warner right there, number 4 out of BYU. His South team wins it the final 45-16. Well, Chase Tapley, J.J. O'Brien, and Jamal Franklin were the big names for the Aztecs the last time they lost to UNLV in 2013. Since then, San Diego State has rattled off 13 straight wins against the Rebels, but this year's team is not the Rebel team that had to recruit players from on campus just days before the games to fill out the roster. We head to Thomas and Mack, and the Aztecs would lose Senior guard Trey Kell just 3 minutes into the game, which means more playing time for Jeremy Hemsley. He takes advantage, scoring 10 first-half points. He puts in 19 on the night, and he gets some help from Jalen McDaniels, but the Rebels have their own scores. Former Morse Tiger and Cathedral Don Brandon McCoy, he would put in 21, and these teams are tied at the break at 38, and then after that, it's all Rebels. They have a JUCO transfer named Shakur Justin, the #1 JUCO player last year, and the matchup, a problem for the Aztecs. It's a nightmare. Justin scores 21, pulls down 11 boards. All good things must come to an end, like the Aztecs' 13-game winning streak against UNLV, as the Rebels run away with this one, the final 88-78. USD on the road at Loyola Marymount facing the Lions. This is Isaiah Pinheiro helping the Toreros close out the first half on a 20-5 run. In the first minutes, they take a 23-point halftime lead. Pinheiro would finish with a career-high 29 on 10 of 14 shooting. USD now 15-7 and 6-4 in conference with the 89-82 win. How about high school hoops? Eastlake traveling to Parker. This is Brian Leonhardt going coast to coast for the bucket. He leads the Titans with 12 on the night. But it's Lancer freshman Daryl Sledge connecting from long range 5 times, finishing with a game-high 17. Parker wins at the final 55-42. Girls hoops, Our Lady of Peace hosting their sister school, St. Joseph's from Lakewood. Fourth quarter pilots Chloe James with the WNBA 3-ball, 3 of her team-high 20, while the Jesters counter with Stephanie Burabe, who leads all scores with 23. St. Joseph's wins it the final 64-57. Candy Crest meeting Bonita Vista in the championship game of the Cougar Water Polo Tournament. The Barons' Brianna Vivala scores one of her team-high 3 goals to make it a 1-goal game. The Ravens counter with Megan Tomasi, also netting a hat trick. Candy Crest wins the title game, takes home the tournament championship. The final 9-4 Ravens. In the third place contest, Mission Bay taking on Mar Vista. The Lady Bucks' Olivia Martinet gets past the defender and scores one of her 2 goals on the afternoon. On the other end, it's the Mariners' Melanie Clamp netting 3 to lead her team to a win over Mission Bay, the final 10-6 Mar Vista.